The New York Rangers have not had the greatest start to the 2024-25 NHL season, with key producers like Mika Zibanejad, Chris Kreider, and Vinny Trocheck not scoring as much as they used to. It's clear the core of this team needs a bit of a shakeup. Welcome to the first episode of my NHL 25 New York Rangers franchise mode series. With that being said, let's take a look at the lines here. So, the direction of this series, I really want to move away from this old core that it seems like has accelerated the rebuild of this Ranger team in the past couple of years. Keeping guys like Chris Kreider, who's 33 already, Mika Zibanejad, a few years ago looked like great moves as this team was advancing to the third round, the second round, but as this season's kind of progressed, you're starting to see the production of these guys slow down a bit. Especially Mika Zibanejad, 5-on-5. Obviously, signing a guy like Vinny Trocheck and Panarin, as they are great players. None of these guys are all of these guys are great players. It's just when the Rangers entered this rebuild, they were kind of expected to be good for the next 10 years, not just the next 5. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try and retool this team a bit, get a lot younger over this season and next season, and kind of build from there around guys like Lafreniere, obviously guys like Adam Fox, Braden Schneider, Keandre Miller, and of course Igor Shesterkin, who's only 28. He's the oldest member of our core. We really want to capitalize on his prime, and if we continue with this old core here, we're not going to be able to do that. So these are the lines I've set up. So first line, Lafreniere, Trocheck, and Panarin. The thought process here is just kind of letting Panarin elevate these two players, so hopefully they can have really good seasons and get some growth. Mainly Lafreniere, but Trocheck as well. Kind of just capitalizing on him not being as good as Zibanejad in this game, at least. Trying to kind of spreading the wealth between these two lines. Second line, Kreider, Zibanejad, and Riley Smith. This line is old, and especially I feel like Riley Smith after this season, I'm probably not going to extend him. And Kreider, I'm probably going to trade this season. He's 33. He's in trade rumors in real life, but in this game he's got a 17 trade list. So hopefully we'll find a suitor for him. He's 33. He still has elite potential. Might as well trade him while we can. He's only making 6.5. Like for an 87, that's a pretty good deal. Third line here: Will Cooley, Philip Hedl, and Capo Caco. Unfortunately, in NHL 25, these are the Vasi rosters. It doesn't really reflect how good Will Cooley is playing in real life, but nonetheless, really solid player, high top 9 potential. So hopefully he can grow a bit this season. And the fourth line is the fourth line. Nothing too crazy to note off there. Defense, obviously, Adam Fox is our franchise defenseman here. We're going to be keeping him the entire series. And who knows? I mean, right now our captain is God, who's the captain? Oh, Trouba, right? Trouba's the captain of the team, but I think I want to get rid of this. I think I want to get rid of this captain. A very popular opinion, but he's got a 12-team no-trade list, so and $8 million to his name, which is not going to be easy to get rid of. Keandre Miller is only 24. High top 4 potential, already an 86. I don't think he's going to grow that much from here, but we'll see what we can do with him. Ryan Lindgren has 1 year left on his deal, which I don't know if we're going to have the money to re-sign him. It's pretty tight, our cap space, especially with having to re-sign Capo, Shesterkin. It's just I don't know if we're gonna have and Keandre Miller as well. I don't know if we're gonna have the money for Lindgren, but we'll see. Braden Schneider, 22 years old, defensive defenseman. This guy is hopefully gonna stay for quite some time. He's locked down for the next 2 years at 2.2. It's a lot of 2s, so playing him above Trouba so we can get some ice time, hopefully some development as well. And the bottom pair of Zach Jones and Jacob Trouba, who we've already talked about. And of course in net, Igor Shesterkin, who we are hopefully going to re-sign in this episode. scratch players, just a few plugs. And power play. So I think this is the exact Rangers' first power play unit in real life. Get Zibanejad on his 1T, Panarin on the half wall, and Adam Fox quarterbacking the power play. PP2, pretty simple. Keandre Miller, Lafreniere, Capo at the Capo Caco at the bumper, Hedel and Smith, and then 1 and 2 is more the same of 1 and 2. Penalty kill, we got Capo or Caco. I keep on saying Capo. It's Caco. Capo Caco. First line penalty kill. Hopefully he can get some development. I really do want to boost his defensive stats so he can be that defensive middle six forward for us. Unfortunately, he's not going to be a first line like he was probably projected to be in his draft year, but oh well. Vinny Trocheck on the first penalty kill. Hedel, Cooley, Trouba, Schneider, and Brodzinski, VC, Keandre Miller, Zach Jones. 3-man power play, more the same. So yeah, those are the lines. I do have injuries on, so hopefully we don't get some crazy injuries this season, as we do want to still play. We want to play good, of course. This is a win now team. But if we look at contract extensions here, I will be offering Igor something right now, like just to give you sort of a. We have 13 mil, and we need to sign Keandre Miller, Lindgren, Cooley, Capo Caco, and Shesterkin. Like Shesterkin's alone is gonna eat up most of that. He's gonna be the highest paid goalie, so he's getting a no movement clause. In real life, I believe it's rumored that he rejected 8x11. We're not going to be giving him 8x11. We're going to be giving him 8x11.5, making him by far the highest paid goalie of all time. But hopefully he accepts this. But we'll see. I want to make the contract realistic. Like, this is a guy we're building around. I don't want to choose the system. I could have gave him 9 mil, but that's not realistic. He's going to get more than that in real life. And we just have to deal with it. We have to clear some cap space. We have to trade some guys. Mainly Jacob Trouba. But yeah, we'll see if he signs that. And what's next? Season goals, yeah. For most of these guys, let's go to contract screen to take care of the season goals. So Fox, I do want to max out his passing, I believe. Yeah, like we can get that to 99 this season. $50 assists, he should be able to hit that. First line power play, first line defense, 94 overall. Like I don't see how he couldn't hit that. So same with Panarin, even though he is 32, I still want to max out his playmaking stats. Which, let me know what you think about this the new goal system and player development with the goal system and the conversations. So far, I really enjoy it for my young players and kind of being able to mold them how I want to build my team. With old players, I don't really like investing all that time in just to cheat. It does kind of feel like cheating the system, even though it's in the game. But yeah, I don't really like to abuse it too much. Keandre Miller, I feel like his defensive awareness could be a bit higher, so we'll try and do that. Which I believe is just plus minus. Which should be easy. He's on the top pair with Adam Fox. Lafreniere, 85 passing, that needs to go up. Hopefully he can get into the 90s soon. 40 assists, just go for the easy one. Lindgren, I'm pretty sure I'm going to trade him this season, so I'm not going to invest in a season goal. Filipino. His face-offs are 76. I kind of, if I wanted to be my third line center of the future, I'd like his face-offs to be a little bit better. So hopefully he can win 50% over the season. Braden Schneider. I don't know what he needs. I wish I could do just stick checking because that's at an 84. Oh well. I'll do defensive awareness for you as well. I think that's about it. Oh, for we need Capo and Kako. I keep on saying it, man. Cooley and Kako. Shot blocking 73. It's kind of hard to get shot blocking stats for forwards. They don't really block that many. But I think it might be worth this. His shot blocking is really bad, so I think might as well try. One shot block per game. I don't think he's going to be able to hit that at all. Which I feel like... No, maybe they don't in real life. I can't tell you how many block shots a third line forward gets in the NHL. I'm not gonna try and argue that. I didn't even look at Kako stats, but I'm pretty sure it's just defense I wanted to get. So we will try for plus minus, get that defensive awareness up. 15 should be doable. Apart from that, I think we're good on the forwards. And I'm not going to give Shesterkin any challenges unless we could try to get him to Vezina. Let's do that. Sweet. I don't think that actually does anything if he wins it anyways. Well, I guess we'll find out. But yeah, all right. In this video, I do want to go up to about the halfway point, or just above, or just before the halfway point of the season. I want to go up to at least January. Kind of see where this team's at. Possibly make a trade, just to kind of start the series with a bang here. Like I said, we do have injuries on. I can actually show the settings here before we get into simulating. So we do have injuries on. I did turn the injury slider to 30. I did kind of a test run before, and with 50, it just seems like there's too many injuries, too many menus I'm going in and out of. It's not very enjoyable to watch. So 30 out of 100 on the injuries, on the injury slider. So hopefully that makes it a little bit more enjoyable for me. Yeah, not much to really say about these. Auto-rotate goalies on. For now, we're doing auto-scouting. Once I get into the first off-season and fire all my pro scouts, because that doesn't matter, and hire a bunch of amateur scouts, then I'll be scouting next season and further on from there. But for this season, auto-scouting is on. Obviously, these are default EA stats, the sim engine scoring and sim engine shot frequency, but draft class quality and generated prospect quality are going to be at low, just so we have only the real prospects and no created prospects for the first couple years. After the Landon DuPont draft, though, this is going to be turned to medium, so we can get some generated prospects. Trade difficulties at medium. All these notifications I turned off except for waivers, which are on. Fog of War's off, of course. Nobody plays with that on. And that's about it. So yeah, I guess let's head into the simulation here. Actually, captains. This could be fun. I'm not really interested in having Jacob Trouba as my captain anymore. I'm going to be completely honest. I think we're going to go in a different direction. We're going to go with somebody that is going to be on this team for the entire series. For the meantime, Kreider and Panarin can stay as our alternates. But I feel like that's going to also change in this season as well. But Adam Fox is going to be our captain. And let's get into simulating. So I think to start, I want to get up to, I want to simulate 1 month, kind of see where we're getting our points from, who we're getting our points from. And yeah. I forgot to mention, oh, there we go. Igor re-signed, so that's great. 11.5 for the next 8 years with a no movement clause. Lindgren is injured. Okay, and he's fully healed. Would you look at that? Why didn't it tell me? Was it like a 1-game injury? I'm confused. Okay. Usually it gives you a chance to edit the lines, but okay. It's 5-1-1 in the preseason, and we lose to start the season. That's awesome. See what I mean? Like Zach Jones is injured. But he's fully healed. Like I didn't even know he got injured. Did it just automatically put somebody in? He played 3 games. I don't understand. He got injured on the 14th and then recovered from the injury on the 14th. So he got like a paper cut on his thumb. That's great. Okay, there we go. See, that's what I thought I was going to say. So this is in Hartford, so we can just replace that. Don't really care about Hartford injuries. Okay, so Lafreniere is injured to start the season. Only out for a few days, so we'll just slide somebody in his spot. Send Edstrom in on the first line, see what he can do in a few games. Excuse me. Oh, okay. We'll put Cooley in for... So this is why I don't play with... On my own time, I don't play with injuries on. It's just a little too many menus for me. Put Riley Smith in here. What else is there? Confused. Is it the strategies? Oh, it is. Okay. God, injuries suck. Win there against Montreal. Holy. He's back. Edstrom can come out. Lafreniere's back in. Make sure he's on the power play as well. Instead of Cooley. And put him back in the PP2. Okay. 7-0 win against Florida there. Sure. I forgot to mention in the AHL we do have a few prospects playing this season. EJ Emery is on the defense. Best lines. Brendan Othman, and Gabe Perreault is on the first line in the AHL. So we do kind of have something to look forward, especially since we need to replace guys like Kreider, like Riley Smith, like eventually we don't have any center prospects really, but eventually Zibanejad and Trocheck we need to replace. Oh, I just best lined it. No, I just best lined. No, I just best lined in the NHL. Why would I do that? Ah, brutal. And I had to go through and fix all these. Let's see how quick I can do this. Edstrom's in. Perfect. Lafreniere, Trocheck, Panarin. Defense. Bring Schneider up. power play. Put you there. You there. You there. Vinny Trocheck. There we go. This looks great. I hate how long this takes. And I mean, it'd be a little bit more enjoyable if the menus weren't as laggy as they are, but EA has not figured that out. Even if the menus weren't laggy, this wouldn't be enjoyable. I don't know what I'm saying. This is... yeah. I don't want to be too negative, but not fun. Jones, put in Hedel. Smith for Lafreniere. Hey, at least we're healthy. So, power play's good. Penalty kill. Trocheck for you. Capo Caco for you. Hedel. Put in Will Cooley. Where is he? He's not here. Will Cooley. Okay, and Zibanejad, sure. For who do we want here? VC. Put Trocheck. Carrick. And switch you out for Hedel. So sorry about these menus. This is probably not a great viewing experience. At least I memorized my lines. Lindgren at the top pair. Alrighty. We can get back to simulating. So I guess we'll take a look at how our players are playing. 9 points, 15 games for Lafreniere. 10 goals, 8 assists. That's really good for Trocheck. 16 points, 17 games for Panarin. 7-7 for Kreider. 5-11 for Zibanejad. 2-7 for Riley Smith. That is not very good. Third line is not producing that well. How is Adam Fox doing here? Yeah, that's... yeah, I think he'll hit 50 assists. I think he might. Lindgren's a plus 17. Holy. That's pretty good. It makes me not want to trade him. I think I still will though. Alright, let's continue simulating here. I want to at least get to January, which we'll try to get to now. Hopefully we don't have that many injuries that stop us. Alright, there we go. Hartford guy's back. Brodzinski's back. Yay. Put him back in the fourth line and continue simulating. Oh, this is another great thing. Look at this. Beautiful menu glitch. What did we do? We lost 1-1-1. 4 games in a row we won. That's pretty good. Rangers we win. Oh, that's not the Rangers, that's the Devils. We are the Rangers. Trocheck. Injured for the next 4 days. We will swap him out. Edstrom's going to get some first line time for the next 4 games. I'm not changing all my lines just for one 4-day injury. Louis Domingue. Trocheck is back. Let's go. How did Edstrom do for those 4 games? Or not even 4 games, it was like 2. Not very good. Should have lost there against Nashville. Best lines for the AHL team. Shesterkin's out with a pulled groin. Oh boy. I guess we're bringing up Garand here, since Demang is injured. And Jonathan Quick will be getting some run for the rest of the month. Okay. At least this doesn't take very long to edit. Best lines in Hartford. EJ Emery, that's unfortunate. One of our prospect defensemen. Best lines for Demang. Igor is back. We will send down that AHL goalie real quick. For sure. Edit the lines. How did Quick do in his time? One of the best backups in the league this season. This tandem in New York has just been really good. Look at that. 934 for Quick. And a 919 for Shesty there. Didn't expect much else from them, so. So we got 2 more games in simulating here against we lost that one, and we lost that one. So 2010 or 2012 and 4, we're third in our division behind the Flyers and the Devils. But overall, these standings aren't too far off from, well, except for that, the Predators, top of their division here. Okay. So I do have a trade I've kind of planned out already. Now, it kind of works a little bit better if one team in particular was performing a bit better. But they're not, and it's the Utah Hockey Club. But here's my reasoning for this. I'm going to try and justify it here. Like I said, I do want this video to be realistic and this series to be realistic, but this might not be as realistic as I thought, even though Michelli is not playing that well. So maybe it is. I'm still going to do it. So we're going to add in what I want to trade away. This is kind of a cap dump, but this is also an opportunity for Utah to get a little bit more experienced. If you take a look at their roster here, they have a lot of, in terms of their forward core, they have a lot of playmakers here. Keller, Schmaltz, Michelli's a playmaker. I know Cooley isn't technically a playmaker. I believe he's a 2A forward. But he plays like a playmaker. His stats are geared towards being a playmaker. Same with Hayton. Same with Josh Doan. Like, there's another playmaker. Or I guess he's a sniper in this. Okay, I was wrong. But they do have Schmaltz as a playmaker. They have a lot of playmakers. And Michelli's 24. He does fit their timeline, but I feel like if they are prioritizing other players, they're going to prioritize a guy like Schmaltz, a guy like Keller, of course, Cooley, obviously, and that's already 3 playmakers in your top 6. There's not much more room for a guy like Michelli. So my reasoning is you swap Michelli for Kreider, who's something they don't have, which is a big, fast, goal-scoring winger. Big physical, fast goal-scoring winger in Kreider, and he is only 33. He has a few more years of his prime before guys like Tidget Ginler are going to come up. They still have a bunch of draft picks and prospects that are going to come up the system. But one of them I do want to snag while we can, and that is Danil Butt. If we're talking Chris Kreider replacements, this is your guy. I mean, he's 6'6", 19 years old, power forward. We're talking about getting younger here. We get younger with Michelli, who they probably aren't going to prioritize for the next 5 years of Utah. Daniil Butt does probably hurt them, but look what they're getting back. They're getting back a guy like Lindgren, who they can sign for the next 5 years. They have a ton of cap space. They're getting an experienced winger in Kreider to kind of build that foundation of players here. If you look at their defensive situation, they have 2 solid right defensemen, and they don't have a second pairing left defenseman, and they get that in Lindgren. But in saying that, we do have to take back another defenseman. We still need to replace Lindgren, and I think Ian Cole, who's on their trade block, is the perfect candidate for that role. So this is the trade. I think it makes sense for both teams, even though they have a negative record. Michelli isn't playing as well as they'd like, and Kreider's definitely playing a lot better. But we need to capitalize on his value. We need to capitalize on Lindgren's value. And I think we are going to get a lot better in the future with this package here. So I'm going to propose that trade, and it does go through. And go ahead and tell me what you think about that one. But if we gotta make roster moves again. Like this team is too old. They need to get younger. They prioritized a lot of free agents when building this team, and I mean, when you do that, you're paying a lot of money for older players, and we need to kind of move away from that, of course. And I think for this season, Michelli makes more sense next to Zibanejad, even though he only has 11 goals. I mean, he has the 1T X factor. He has a really good shot. I feel like you put a playmaker next to that and Riley Smith, who's also a sniper. I feel like it just makes more sense. Defense here, obviously we'll put in Ian Cole. Not like an ideal fit for this team right now, but just a solid defensive defenseman, which is what we traded away in Ryan Lindgren. So I don't think we're losing too much there. The scratch players are the same, and we'll put in Daniil Butt to the AHL team here. But we're going to be moving to like the second line at least. And he's also going to get first line power play time. And there we go. So, I mean, obviously that doesn't matter that much. But that is about it. That's all I want to simulate for this season so far. Next episode, I think we're going to handle some of these extensions or possible extensions. I just want to see how much we have now. 5.65. That should be enough. Obviously, we're trading a guy like Trouba away. That's also going to free up a ton of room to sign all of these guys. But yeah. That is it for the first episode. Yeah, thanks for watching.